Girl, hope y'all doing fine. Hope y'all doing fantastic. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Ready for what? Are you guys ready? Champions League semi-final. Tell me you guys ready. Come on, come on, come on. I know you have some faith in your team. Come on, people. Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. So much to talk about today. Discussion, discussion, discussion. Manchester United won today. Manchester United won today. I think they have one more game to confirm, their automatic place to Champions League. Manchester United. That's a good look for Manchester United. Remember they're coming from I don't know where. They're coming from a far distance. So big up to Manchester United, they're doing well under Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick has took the team from nothing and trying to make them into something. So they've took them a mighty long way. So big up to Manchester United and their one today. Yes. Jashana McDonald, big up baby. Matty in the building. Matty, what I want? Matty, we're there trying to make some discussion today, the thing go. We have a lot to discuss today. There are some rumors going around, about Osimhen, Osimhen, transfer links, to Victor Osimhen, and I want to hear your guys' take on that, you know what I mean? Is it a hit or is it a miss? You know what I mean? So, yeah. The transfer rumor also about Alvarez won't go away. Won't go away. But the transfer rumor about Osimhen that Berta was watching the game between Galatasaray and I can't remember the other team. Yeah. And that's what's up. People, we're gonna discuss the last game that we played still. Our final discussion on it, and we're gonna use that to roll right into the game that we have in a couple days' time, which is the Atletico Madrid game, right? There's still some talking points about that game. Two of the major talking points about that game is about two key players of ours, Martin Odegaard and Victor Gyökeres. Martin Odegaard and Victor Gyökeres, those are the two key talking points about the game, and it's not in a positive sense. It's in a negative sense. Big up Scott. Scott say you have a brain damage. Of course, you support Manchester City. What do you think? What do you think? So yeah. Big up everybody in the chat, by the way. Please remember to like and subscribe to the video if you're new and all of that. If you just joined the stream, remember to like the video. I heard that it helps. It helps. We like when the video is festive and full of a lot of people, spreading their opinions. That's what we like and all of that. So yeah. So the first discussion, we're going to go back to the game against Newcastle, and we're going to discuss certain situation, as I tell you, about Martin Odegaard and Victor Gyökeres, two key players of Arsenal. One supposed to be, one not supposed to be. One is our captain, and one is our striker. The striker that 75% or 80% of Arsenal fans wanted. Remember when we were linked to Victor Gyökeres, and I wasn't on board. I wanted Seshko, which turned out to be not a good decision either. So either way I was screwed. You know what I'm saying? Either way I was screwed. It was not a win for me. So Seshko just turned out to be a waste of time. And right now Victor Gyökeres, I'm not saying that Victor Gyökeres is a waste of time, but I'm just saying that he doesn't fit the system at Arsenal. There's so much going on. Let's start with Martin Odegaard. Matty said, I'm sick of Odegaard now. I understand, man. But I ain't going to lie to you, though, Matty. If you look at the whole situation with Odegaard, Arsenal team is better when Odegaard plays. And I'm looking at that, and that's literally a fact. Like, he does some crazy stuff sometimes with his sideways passes and his back passes and all of that. but he is a genuinely better team when he's in the team. We look at Martin Odegaard and that pass that he got that he needed to make to Victor Yakaris that he did not. You know what I mean? And the question is asked why. Is it a situation where Odegaard doesn't trust Victor Yakaris? You know what I mean? And even if that's the case, why not give the pass, nevertheless, allow him to make his mistake? You know what I mean? Right now, the talk is on you because you never make that pass. You know what I'm saying? Give him the ball and allow him to choke on it. Because at the end of the day, that's your job. Your job is to be a provider. His job is to score. If you don't provide, he can't score. You understand what I'm saying? Victor Harris was wide open. And Odegaard chose to play the pass. Who did he play the pass? I think he played it to Zubamende. You know what I mean? So that should be, I think that was a sideway pass or a backway pass. You know what I mean? And when Zubamende tried to feed the ball to Yakaris, it was already too late. You know what I mean? Players surround him already. You know what I mean? So, what's the situation with Odegaard? Matty said Odegaard never passes to him. Told you all season. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is this. I thought it would have been a good combination with both of them because they're both Scandinavians. You know what I mean? They're both from the same genre. You know what I'm saying? So you would feel like, okay, yes, you know what I mean, this would be a good link up, XYZ. But there's no chemistry. You know what I mean? There's more chemistry with Kai Havertz and Victor Yakaris, you know what I mean, than there's ever with Martin Odegaard and Victor Yakaris. You know what I mean? Martin Odegaard is supposed to be the provider. He's supposed to pass the ball no matter what. You know what I mean? No feelings attached. Just pass the ball. That's your job. Your job is to assist. You know what I mean? Remember when Victor Yakaris signed and they asked him what does he want to tell Odegaard or what does he need from Odegaard? And he said, all I need is some assists. You know what I mean? I can't remember if Odegaard assists Victor Yakaris yet. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's a scenario, it's a situation that we need to look into. You know what I'm saying? We can't be chasing a title, or we can't be chasing two of the biggest titles in football, which is the English Premier League title and the Champions League title. You know what I mean? And fumbling like this. It's not safe. You get me? We can't win title like this. It is not safe. You know what I mean? Marty said maybe that's what it is. Nards don't like Swedish historically. I don't know. Something is going on though. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you're on the same team. When you're on opposite team, then y'all can do whatever you want to do with each other. But when you're at club level, you're on the same team. You have to be friends. Go be enemies when y'all go back to your countries, playing for your countries. But while you're in club, y'all got to be friends. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I know it's back in the Viking days and all of them. You know what I mean? But hey, we ain't living in the Vikings era no more. You get me? We're not living in the Vikings era no more. This is a new genre. You know what I mean? It's one love, peace and unity. Y'all are making money playing football. You know what I'm saying? Back then in the Viking days, if they offered them money for peace, they would have taken it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the situation, and it doesn't suit us well right now. We need to figure out how to get these two together. I mean, like clicking. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to find out what's going on. Right? All right. So the second scenario, we're moving on to Victor Yakaris now. The game started out beautiful, I must say. You know what I mean? The game started out beautiful. I mean, like, well, actually, it didn't start out beautiful because the first minute Newcastle should have scored. That's my opinion. In the first minute, Newcastle should have scored, but that person kick and miss. I mean, like, who kick and miss in this time and in this time? Kick and miss completely. You know what I mean? And let Arsenal off the hook. Arsenal started playing their ball game, you know what I mean, and they started playing whatever they planned and all of that. The front line was good. The front line of Kai Havertz, Nana Madueke, Eze, and Martin Odegaard. That was a good lineup, and they were making it work. they were making it work. I mean, like, that's probably the liveliest I've ever seen. That's probably one of the liveliest I've ever seen Madueke. You know what I mean? Doing what he does. Because you know, Martin Madueke is not really a threat to the goal right now, to be honest with you. But just playing football, beating defenders, making tricky passes. You know what I mean? He was all over that. You know what I mean? He was on it. And that's probably one of the best I've seen him as far as that aspect of his game is concerned. Um, we did score, you know what I mean, when that front line was on the pitch. And I know I'm not the only one that was annoyed with the situation that Arsenal chose to take short passes. The short corners annoy me. I mean, like when they did the first one, I was kind of okay because I'm saying, yeah, they're changing it up a bit. You know what I mean? And that's what we're asking of them. We're asking them to change up stuff a bit. Stop being so predictable. You know what I mean? Stop being so predictable. That's what we want. We want them to change up stuff so the opposition doesn't know what's coming at them. And they did change it up a bit. You know what I mean? And they made a short corner. The first short corner was a flop. Right? But I was okay with that. You know? But when they get the second corner, I was expecting them to float that ball in. You know what I mean? They took the second corner and they end up with Eze making a shot. And I was fine with that. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, good. So y'all make y'all point now. Put the ball in the box. I was pissed and annoyed when they took a third short corner. Ironically, the third short corner is the one that they scored from. It's crazy, right? Yeah. The third short corner is the one that they scored from. And as I said, the front line looked good. You know what I mean? But being that is not the starting front line. You know what I mean? Because Madueke would have give way to Saka. You know what I mean? That's probably the one change that I would have make to the starting lineup. Injuries. Injuries hit. All of a sudden, injuries hit. Kai Havertz was the first one to go. And of Arsenal saying it's a precaution. You know what I mean? They're optimistic that Kai Havertz will play some part in the remainder of the season. Optimistic he will play some part in the remainder of the season. And it leads us to this. Is it coming to a end for Kai Havertz at Arsenal? You know what I mean? Let me know in the comment what you guys think. I mean, like, he can't stay fit. You know what I mean? He can't stay fit. He's a fantastic player for Arsenal, you know what I mean? And Arsenal is a better team when Kai Havertz is in the team. But if you can't stay fit, how much of a use are you to us? You know what I'm saying? We need him more than half of the game of the season. We definitely need him more than quarter of the game of the season. And we haven't had Kai for not even half of the game of the season this season. He made his first starts, I think, last week. First start to the game last week in the Premier League. He made his first start, I think. You know what I mean? And we're just about 6 weeks leave from completing the league. You know what I mean? 4 games. That's it. And we haven't had Kai to help us in a significant way throughout the season. We still find ourselves in a good position, even though we're being prone with injuries all season. You know what I mean? We're still in a good position and we're grateful. We are grateful. But do you guys think it's a possibility that we might move on Kai this season if we can get a buyer for him? Because remember this as well. It's not only a situation where Kai is not fit to play significant part in Arsenal season. It's a situation where he's heavily paid as well. is one of the heaviest paid, if not the heaviest now. I think Saka just started getting more money than him. But Kai is a heavily paid player. And they probably want to free up that wage bill with him inside there now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. You know what I mean? Is it a possibility or not? You know what I mean? Big up the chat, big up Brat, big up Barney, you know what I mean? Big up Fat. You know what I mean? Fat said Arteta has a problem. Barney said if Arsenal don't win the title, there is absolutely no excuse. They was in such a strong position, and we do agree. You know what I mean? We're not denying that we were in a strong position. We was. You know what I mean? We could have even started celebrating to the strong position that we're in. You know what I mean? But shit happened. You know what I mean? We surrendered that position, and now it's now neck and neck with us and Manchester City. It's an exciting game. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very exciting. You know what I mean? Would I choose to be in this position? No. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? So this is where we're at now, and this is what we're about. Matty said Kai, Jesus, Nogard, Trossard, White, Marino, Kepa, bye. Matty, that's like half of the squad. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 people. That's like half of the squad. Do you think it's safe to do such a heavy rotation in the summer? It's like we're almost bringing in like half of the new players. So they have to learn the system, learn how to play the Arsenal way. You know what I mean? And then we as fans are going to be on their back when they're not performing how they're supposed to. Because remember, look at Eze. Eze is a proven player. You know what I mean? And look how long it took for Eze to gel. You know what I mean? Look how long it took for him to gel. You know what I mean? Now I don't see a starting level without Eze. You know what I'm saying? But it took him a while, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Green Sahaman, I respect you. Big up Green. Big up Green. Green said the courage. Hey, big up yourself, Green. We're all here. We're here. Arteta drive me mad. He grin if he F this. He's gone. Seem like you're the boss. Seem like you're the boss. But I do understand your frustration. I do understand your frustration. Just like with many Arsenal supporter, you know what I mean, would want Arteta gone naturally based on, you know what I mean, whatever situation we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a video on that whole situation. Yeah, I haven't done a video in a while. Yep. Fat said Matty is right. I don't disagree with Matty, you know. Don't get me wrong, I do not disagree with Matty, but I think it's very disruptive to get rid of so much players at once. You know, I mean, bear in mind though, most of those players are second team players. You know what I'm saying? Most of those players are second team players. So it might be, this might be the right time to do a massive shake up. You know what I mean? It might be the right time to do a massive shake up. So as I said, I'm not disagreeing with Matty at all. All them man barely get games anyway, exactly. You know what I mean? They barely get games anyway, so you're right. You're right. Respect to you on your journey and spreading love, compassion, and happiness. Hey, we try to do what we can do. You know what I mean? As I said, football is love. You know what I mean? There's no hate in the game as far as I'm concerned. It's banterism, and that's that. You know what I mean? When the bantering is done, it's all love. Trust me, whether you're a Chelsea fan, a Tottenham fan, doesn't matter who you are. When the banterism is done, it's all love for me. You know what I mean? That's what this channel is about. All right, so appreciate that. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Ozyman is coming. I see the links with Ozyman. So we're going to talk about Ozyman shortly to figure out how is it looking for him to be an Arsenal fan, if it's worth it, if it makes sense, you know what I mean, if it'll fit us, you know what I mean, all of that. Blah in the building. Blah say hellos. Big up Blah, big up Blah, big up Blah. Matty said they're too comfortable with their mediocre performance. And I totally agree. The comfort zone is ridiculous. You know what I mean? The comfort zone is ridiculous. But the thing about it is this: there's nothing wrong with being comfortable. But if you're comfortable, you need to perform. Because Eze looked comfortable. And we're going to get to Eze. You know what I mean? But Eze started performing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Because you being hyperactive and busybody and all of that doesn't mean that it's a good thing for what's going on for us and the club. You know what I mean? As I said, we're gonna get to that. I just want to get through some of your comment. Let me see where you guys at and what you guys about. Okay, I gotta go back. This chat is moving. I've been Arsenal fan all my life. Arteta isn't the right choice. Arteta isn't the right choice, said Fat. Who is your right choice, Fat? Let's ask you that. Who is your right choice? Because before Arteta, we weren't competing. You know what I mean? We were not competing at all. You know what I mean? We were the Arsenal that everybody just wouldn't. Now people are telling us that Arsenal is not a big club and this and that. That's what people are telling us now. Before Arteta, we were not even in that conversation. And the only reason why people can say, "Oh, Arsenal is not a big club," when you ask them why would they say something like that, they'll tell you, "Okay, we haven't won a Champions League." That's the only reason why people can say that. We have not won a Champions League. You know what I mean? But before Arteta, we were not even in that conversation, even though we were. But because we were so poor and all of that, we were not in those conversations. Now we are. You know what I mean? So tell me, who is your right choice? Who's the right choice for you? Who you think that brought us where we are? You know what I mean? Competing at the highest level. Arsenal is now in a semi-final of the Champions League. This is the second consecutive time. That means this is twice in 2 years. In our entire history, our 140 years history, Arsenal have only been to the semi-final 4 times. 4 times. You understand me? 4 times in 140. This is 4 times in our history. And in those 4 times, we have done it twice, last year and this year, back to back. So I'm just saying, don't get me wrong, I'm pushing facts right now. That's all I'm doing. I'm just showing you all facts. Okay? That's it. That's it. So we can talk on facts. Alright? Yeah. The football we play right now is dead. That's understandable. You know what I mean? That is understandable. We do not play attractive football right now. Nobody gonna rob you for that. I ain't gonna lie. Nobody's gonna kill you for that. Valib in the building. Valib said hello, hello. They're being saying Ozyman for time ain't happening. Well, yeah, Ozyman Links has been here for a while now. It has been here for a while now. I don't see that happening though. I don't want to be paying 400k plus a week for Ozyman. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want Ozyman, period. You know what I mean? That's another Victor Yakers as far as I'm concerned. Just a better finisher. That's just another Victor Yakers to me. Just a better finisher. You know what I mean? He's not an all-round player. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal doesn't do well with those kind of striker. And people need to watch the team and understand their team. Those kind of strikers we don't do well with. That's not the type of striker that we need. We need a strike. We need the Atletico Madrid type of striker. That's the type of striker that we would strive on. You know what I'm saying? The Ozyman type of striker is not something that Arsenal are going to strive on. Because we're not going to change to play to that striker strength. So we're going to have another Victor Gyökeres problem. That's my personal opinion, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Big up everybody that just joined the stream. I haven't reached to y'all yet, but I know I'm seeing y'all rolling in. Okay. Why you don't like our song, Second Again, Holly? That's your song, that's not our song. Arsenal's song is Not London Forever. You know what I mean? That's our song. Now is it only like to play good when weather is nice. Hey, that's still fine. You know what I mean? Now is the time that we need players to be playing good. So if the weather is what caused him to play good, then guess what? At least we know we have him for a certain part of the season. You know what I mean? Can't go around that, right? Uh, Berta is trying to sell Yakar. Well, he's the one that bought him, so why not? I'm studying right now. I just came to say hello. Okay, blog. Go get those A's, okay? Make sure you get those A's. Do that. Do the damn thing. People, if you're joining the stream, remember to hit that like button. Hit that like button, alright? We don't have enough likes yet. We don't have enough likes, so hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, give us a subscription, man. Help us to grow this channel. Alright? Yeah, that's it. We're just on a reasoning part today. No excitement, nothing at all. I'm just reading y'all and just reasoning with y'all. Okay? I hope that's okay. Please make that be alright, alright? Emery team won us a FA Cup before Arteta. Emery team won us a FA Cup. Emery didn't won us a FA Cup. Emery lost to a poor Chelsea team in the Europa League final. Y'all don't forget that. It's the same team that Emery couldn't use to win the Europa League final. Arteta used it to win the FA Cup. Alright, Emery lost to a poor Chelsea team in a Europa League final. How about that? Alright? Alright. This month it's Osame. Last month it's gonna be somebody else every month. And honestly, I don't see Arsenal buying none of those players. None. None of those players. To be honest with you, Matty. You know what I mean? The month before it was Tonali. It's always somebody. And when you see Arsenal being linked with players so early, it's not happening. Not happening. Trust me, not happening. Pat, Arteta won it in 6 months. The fuck you on about? Hey, I don't know. People always say that shit. I don't know why they always say that Arteta won by Emery team. I'm just saying, to be honest with you, Emery couldn't win the final. And that Chelsea team was so poor. And you went and played the worst football game of your entire Arsenal career. That was crazy. Arteta is only good with players' development, not at coach level. Okay, Zobi, I hear you. I don't know about that, but let's move on. Let's see. Let's keep on talking. Bro, you don't win nothing for coming second. Who said we win something by coming second? What you on about now? What, Fat, did you tell what team you support, Fat? Let's know the team you support. I don't think you did. If Arsenal don't win anything this year, would you still continue with Arteta? If Arsenal don't win anything this year, Arteta is definitely up for discussion because we're in this to win trophies, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So Arteta will, it's a conversation, put it that way. It's definitely a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In the building. Martin Zuberman remind me of Lucas Torreira, just not strong enough for the Premier League, but good enough for Champions League. I remember Lucas Torreira. Yeah, I remember Lucas Torreira. That little guy. Yeah, Lucas Torreira was a boss, man. I mean, like, yeah. Brad said Arsenal is not big club. Spurs have more Champions League final in 20 years. Ha 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 ha. You want to put Arsenal and Spurs in the same conversation? I think you're in the wrong chat, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, my brother. Matty said, I think we're using Zubi wrong and Rice too. I think Zubi and Rice need to switch position. Swap, just like Matty said. Yeah, their position and role should be swap. You know what I mean? That's what I think because Zubi is a better passer of the ball. You know what I mean? And a better visioneer than Rice. Rice is a way better defender. So I think their position need to be swapped. You know what I mean? I think they put. I think Arteta mix up the strength that Rice has to run up and down the field. You know what I mean? And that's where he mix him up and put him as an eight. But he needs to do that from the sixth position. You know what I mean? So I think they get that wrong right there, and you need to figure that out fast. Marty, it was Emery team, not Arteta. Fat, I don't know what you want about. Emery didn't want that cup. Arteta did. You know what I mean? And Emery would have never won that cup either. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, Emery didn't want that cup. Emery lost the Europa League final to a poor Chelsea team. You know what I mean? That Chelsea team was poorer than that Manchester City Tottenham game. That Manchester United Tottenham game. That Chelsea team was poorer than both of those teams. And Emery still lost. So I don't know. Anyway. Think we had a new manager, think we would have won a Premier League by now and we would get over the line, giving the guy too much time and he brings out pens. Well, he's gotten a lot of time for real though. We ain't gonna go around that. He's gotten a lot of time to settle. He's gotten a lot of money to spend and all of that. So, you know, I mean, as I said, it's definitely going to be up for discussion. I think no Arsenal fan will be comfortable starting with Arteta next season if Arteta don't win a trophy. You know what I mean? I don't think any Arsenal fan going to have that comfort starting with them next season, and that's a truth. Valley said, yes, Arsenal need a great finisher like Alvarez from Atletico. And not just a finisher though. Arsenal doesn't, as I said, Arsenal doesn't do well with players like Osimhen and Gyökeres. You know what I mean? Arsenal would even do well with a player like Haaland. You know what I mean? Because they're just out and out striker. You know what I'm saying? I don't see us doing well with those kind of strikers. You know what I mean? A striker like Alvarez, you know what I mean? And those kind of strikers are what we strive with. You know what I mean? Just look at the strikers that have made their name in Arsenal over the years. Van Persie and them. You know what I mean? Thierry Henry. You know what I mean? Them kind of strikers. I'm gonna have to catch up with this chat, people. I'm gonna have to catch up with this chat. I'm gonna have to catch up with this chat. Big up everybody that just joined the stream, you know what I mean? Big up everybody. Big up number 10, Mazio Ozil. Big up user. Big up Ben really. You know what I mean? Keith is in the building. Taib is here. Dennis is here. Big up Dennis. 17680. The Manchester United fan is here. See United smash it this season. Yeah, United done well, man. I ain't gonna lie. United done well. To come from where they come, you know what I mean? Now they're one game away from automatic qualification for the Champions League. You know what I mean? That's awesome. You know what I mean? That's good move. That's good move. One game away. Yeah. Ty said Emery was backed with millions like Arteta after Wenger thought should have brought in a proper manager. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. You know what I mean? Amrim really held United back, huh? That was crazy. That was crazy. Uh, Matty said, Keith said facts died. Yeah, facts though. Emery was backed. You know what I mean? Emery didn't deliver shit. You know what I mean? He can sit over Aston Villa and hate all he want. You know what I mean? But it is whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is. The league has Arsenal to thank for the extra Champions League spot. Hey, nobody tend to give us any credit for things that we do. You know what I mean? They just tend to highlight things that's not been done. But it's alright. It's alright. People, let's talk about Ibrichi Eze for a second. Ibrichi Eze. Ibrichi Eze has become a must start guy in this Arsenal team right now. Whether they want to put it down to the weather or whatever it is, but at this present moment, Eze have to be in the team. Right? When you look at Eze on the field, he's as cool as ice. He's as cool as cucumber. You know what I mean? When you listen to Eze in an interview, he's as calm and cool as it gets. You know what I'm saying? He's the same way in personality as he's on the field. His personality on and off the field is the same. Relaxed, calm, collected. When you look at them other players, they're all over the place. Their emotions is red. They're running wild. They're all over the place. And it goes back to something that somebody told me when I was a lad. When I was a young kid, somebody once looked at me and said, man, I was a bartender then. You know what I mean? Bartending at hotels and so forth like that. That was my first job. I was a bartender. I went to school for it and that's what I did when I came out. You know what I mean? But it used to be fun for me. I was a kid. You know what I mean? 18-year-old, 19-year-old. You know what I mean? It used to be fun for me serving alcohol and all of that. And somebody looked at me and said, you having fun. You know what I mean? Say, you having fun. And they say, somebody once told me, this is what they say to me. They say, somebody once told me that if you enjoy what you do, you will never work a day in your life. You'll just be having fun. So you'll be getting paid to have fun. And I think about it, I'm like, yo, because you look forward to go to work. You look forward to go do what you do. If you enjoy what you do, you will never work a day in your life because you'll be getting paid to have fun. That never leave me. Looking at Eze, that's what it reminds me of now. He's enjoying what he does. It's like he's getting paid to go out there and have fun. You know what I mean? It's like he's in school and he's getting paid to go do PE. He's getting paid to have fun. Eberechi Eze. The team need to learn how to relax, be calm, just like Eberechi Eze. And I think that will bring more focus, you know what I mean? And help to push them further. We are still in pole position to do a double. In spite of anything that anybody want to say. Second again, ole, you give up a 9-point lead. It's okay. People have more to talk, so they're gonna talk. It's alright. In spite of what anybody want to say, we're still in a very commanded position to win the Premier League and the Champions League. We play on Wednesday. Manchester City is not in it. Chelsea is not in it. Liverpool is not in it. Newcastle is not in it. Who else was there? All of them drop out. We are the sole representative of England now. And we are in the semi-final. You understand me? That's huge. That's huge. Let me get back to some of the chat. The league has Arsenal to thank for. Yeah, I read that already. Marty said Eze had less than 10 games. You can say he was good in all season. Tybe said domestically Emery was probably not going to win the PL, but he could have perhaps got another European final. To do what? To lose again to a poor team like he did to Chelsea? Nah. I said, nah, he could even win the Europa with us with 2 attempts. Nah. We should have seen the sign with Emery when he struggled to even win league with PSG. Emery was not a good choice, man. Not for Arsenal. Aston Villa is level, Marty. Yeah, that's where he needs to stay. Yeah, that's his level for real. You know what I mean? Same sort of level, just like Silva. Yeah, Sylvia. Liquid Bleach said Gunner. Dexton said hi. Big up on yourself, big up on yourself. Big up on yourself. We're moving on. And this one hurts me. You know what I mean? This one devastates me. No lie. You know what I mean? And this is where I blame Arsenal and Arteta for some of the decisions that they make. People, Ethan Waneri. Ethan Waneri. Ethan Waneri needs to come home. Yeah. Ethan Waneri look lost. Ethan Waneri is not even playing. So if he's not playing at Marseille, why did he even leave Arsenal? If he's not playing at Marseille, isn't that supposed to be a part of the contract for him to play? And if he's not playing, then he could be recalled back to the club. Isn't that supposed to be part of what's supposed to happen? We are loaning you this player to play him so he can develop. Now, if you're not playing him, we're going to take him back. There's so many times that we could have done with Ethan Waneri when Odegaard was out, when Eze was out. So many times we could have used him. I'd rather him sit on our bench than sit on Marseille bench. I do. I see a picture of Ethan Waneri the other day. He look as old as me. His face is all bared up. He looks stressed out. The coach said that he's a fantastic talent. That's what the coach said. True story. He is a fantastic talent. But it does not give enough in training to play in games. That's a sign of unhappiness to me. That's a sign of a player that doesn't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's a sign of a player that does not want to be there. Ethan Waneri doesn't look like he wants to play for that coach that's there. This is a player that scores on his debut. He was looking forward to that. He was happy to make the move. Now he's there sitting on the bench, rubbing the bench. The coach has leave. You know what I mean? I don't understand these loans, man. These loans need to have some more stuff to protect these players. You know what I mean? Because Ethan Waneri should have been able to come home. He should have. It's a horrible loan. Horrible loan. Now, where does this leave him? Where does this leave Waneri? What kind of state of mind is this putting him into? Bringing him back to Arsenal. When he comes back to Arsenal at the end of the season, what frame of mind will he be in? How is his mental? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Saka Arteta, bring back Waneri and bring in a coach who can improve him as a player. Taid, the solution is not just sacking Arteta all the time. You know what I mean? Arteta choke is in the building. That Arsenal shirt collecting cobweb. You think so? 1 year is not making us better anyway. You think that Madueke is? Do you think that Madueke is? 1 year scored more goals than Madueke. So you think that he would make us better? He scored more goals than Madueke. So think about it, Matty. Come on, real talk. Think about it. The only thing about it is this: he doesn't want to play over there. He wants to play through the middle. Matty said no one makes us better. So you say that we're a lost cause? Are we a lost cause? That's what you said? Nah, man. No. We're our own worst enemy. But I think Ethan need to come home though. You know what I mean? I don't like. He's a fantastic footballer. You know what I mean? And I think that he would have been better off at Arsenal, growing and all of that. You know? Let's move on, people. Let's move on to Starboy himself. Starboy Saka. Everybody can say what they want to say. You know what I mean? Everybody can say what they want to say. They can say that Saka has been poor, Saka has been this, Saka has been that. But everybody knows the truth. Everybody does know the truth. As poor as Saka has been, because of the same injury that sidelined him, as poor as he has been, he's still a better, the team is still better with Saka in it. That's the truth. The team is still a better team with Saka in it. You could see that when he came on. You could see that when he came on. His first touch was an attempt at goal that was blocked. You understand what I'm saying? His first touch. So this leads me to ask, what's next for Saka? Is he fit enough to start on Wednesday? Or does he have to play a role on the bench and play some minutes and then we start him at Fulham? You know what I mean? What's the situation? How are we going to match this one up? What do we do? Because people tend to forget. Because I've listened to a lot of persons and I've heard people talk and all of that. People tend to forget that we're in a Champions League semi-final. People tend to forget that the Champions League right now to me is more winnable than the Premier League. And the reason why I say that is this. Our own destiny is in our hands in the Champions League. Our destiny is in our own hands in the Champions League. It is not so in the Premier League. We have to depend on results in the Premier League. We have to depend on Manchester City dropping points or some other team beating Manchester City for us to be in the driving seat. In the Premier League, it is not so. In the Premier League, all we have to do is win all our games. And then we will be champions. That's it. Just win all our games and we will be champions. In the English League, even if we win all our games, we still might come short. You get where I'm coming from? But a lot of people tend to be focusing on the Premier League a lot, forgetting that we are in the Champions League. And I've always tell people personally, I want the Champions League. I need that monkey off our back. It would be nice if we get both. But I need that Champions League trophy. I do. I need a Champions League trophy. Matty said Saka and Madueke do the same thing time and time again after games. Ross said choose one, the Champions League or the Prem. I'll choose both, but if I have to choose one, we've never won a champs, man. I need it. I need the champs, no joke. No joke, I need the champs. Um, Sir Ryan said Atletico 2, Arsenal 1. You're dreaming. You're dreaming, Ryan. You're dreaming, man. Mikel love Madweke, said Taib. Yeah, we will all know. We smashing them 4-0, said Matty. That is it. That is it. The 2006 still hurt, don't it? Matty said, when you cheat. Yeah. Score one goal and play safe. We ain't trying to do that, man. We need goals, for sure. Ryan Judge said, bro, been a while. What has Arsenal turned to? Are gonna let City win. One support United, so please win. Hey, big up yourself, Ryan. We're trying to do that. We're trying to do that, you know what I mean? We're trying to do that. This is our first trophy in 22 years, you know. We ain't trying to roll over and play dead to nobody. You know what I mean? Trust me. Matty said, little Ryan, I don't know why we do it. Go get 2 to 3, then play safe. I don't know why we do it. I don't know why we get one and then play safe. You know what I mean? I don't know. Gone are the days when we used to just want to score goals. Crazy, eh? Ross said, I have a brain, so I ain't a gunner, mate. Okay, sir. Okay. He said, a Brian. A Brian, you mean brain. Clearly don't have one then. Matty catch that. Matty, you caught that, man. I ain't gonna lie. You caught that, Matty. You caught that. That's a good one, man. That's a damn good one, Matty. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. Atletico still capable of scoring goals even on a bad day. Arsenal is capable of scoring goal even on a bad day. What are you talking about, Hype? Bang said Arsenal will blind everybody in ULC and win the final. I think you mean UCLA, UEFA Champions League, right? And win the final. Hey, we like the faith, man. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for encouragement, and we're looking for people who have faith. You get me? That's where it's at right now. That's where it's at. People, remember to like the channel if you just joined the stream, alright? We're here reasoning. It's our reasoning day today, man. We have a big game coming up against Atletico Madrid. So we're reasoning to see what needs to be done. We're looking at our players, you know what I mean? Looking at their frame of mind, where they at. Just a whole heap of stuff. Just to make sure that we figure out what's going on. Alright? Yes. Matty said, I hope so. Yeah, we all do. We all do. Arsenal can definitely win the UEFA Champions League, said Sir Ryan. Never ate on TT. He gave us his best years and he can't even play with his kids now because of it. Arsenal Football Club won the Premier League with 85 or 83 points. Man City 78 and 82. Hey, to be honest with you, man, it seems like no matter how much points we get, it's always not enough. Always not enough. Can you imagine? It's just always not enough. You know what I mean? Ross, which team you support again? I don't think you told us, man. Tell us what team you support again, man. Tell us what team you support again. What is your team? Let us know what team you supported. And don't tell me Manchester City. Please. Ajat said I'm also Arsenal FC supporter. Yeah, I could tell by that comment that you made, Raj. I could tell that. Raz as Barcelona hit in his pitch. Okay, so that means you're out of the Champions League. Why are you even talking to me? You should be coming on here and you should be saying, sir, yes, sir, no, sir. You know what I mean? Them kind of way there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Lotus in the building. What's going on, Lotus? What's going on? Arsenal probably make the final. Probably. Come on. I thought you had more faith in us than that, Lotus. Come on. Saka is back, and that's a good thing. I think we're going to see the best of Saka for the last games that we have. We have 4 Premier League games, and we have 3 Champions League games. I say 3. You hear that? I say 3. We go into the final, people. Okay. Here? Remember. Yeah, we have 3 Premier League games and 4 Champions League games. I think we're going to see the best of Saka right now. I think our players are going to step up, man. I really do. I just have that feeling that our players are going to step up. Trust me. The big Bayern going to win the final 4-2. I think Bayern and Arsenal are going to the final, and I don't think Vincent Kompany going to beat Arteta. I'm not going to lie to you. No, I don't think Bayern losing to PSG, man. I'm going to be honest with you, Matty. I don't think Bayern losing to PSG. I think Bayern going to beat PSG, but they're going to lose in the final. Yeah, they're going to lose to us in the final, man. Trust me. We can beat them in a 1-1 or a 2-1 game. It don't matter. We don't want to play them twice still, but yeah, of course. Man City 2, Arsenal 1. Are we talking about the same game 3 weeks ago? That game being so gone, we even forget that Arsenal and Manchester City play, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Arsenal won by 3-1 this year. How to get beat up 101. Arsenal, you see, I'm kind of fearful of the whole situation because Arsenal beat PSG last year and then lose in the semi-final. You know what I mean? And here we are again with Atletico Madrid that we already beat, and now we have them in a semi-final. I'm like, what are the odds? What are the odds? I mean, what are the odds? FA Cup final. Yes, people. Let's touch a little bit based on the FA Cup final. FA Cup final. Manchester City versus Chelsea Football Club. Is that even a competition? Is it even a competition? It's like you have a team just going out there to give another team the trophy, right? It's like you have a team just going out there to give another team the trophy because that's what Chelsea gonna do. Might as well Chelsea just shake hands and just hand the trophy and walk off the field. You know what I mean? Might as well let us shake hands and walk off the field. Cause I don't even think they're going out there to compete. So why go out there and run around and make a fool of yourself? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if Ajax was in the UEFA Champions League, we would have won it already. Why are you not in it, Lotus? Lotus, tell me, why are you not in? People, remember to like the channel if you just joined in the stream, all right? They say it helps, all right? So as soon as you join the chat, just hit that like button, okay? Hit that like button as soon as you join the chat so we can push up that like to see how much it helps, all right? Yeah, let's see that. So Ajax makes me more and more depressed every match week. God help my club. But yesterday you're saying that y'all would have won it already. I guess y'all, what's going on? Bayern think they're prime Barcelona. That's why they will lose. Nah, they're just gonna lose, man. I don't want them to lose against PSG because honestly, I want to play Bayern in the final. I want to play Bayern in the final. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who you guys rather? Who you rather see in the final, Matty? Who would you rather to play in the final? I think it's more devastating playing PSG in a one-off game than Bayern. You know what I mean? I think it's more devastating playing PSG in a one-off game than Bayern. But let me know what you guys think. Who you guys would rather see in the final? Yeah, man, they're here a lot, man. Remember when we were just here, we never see no Manchester City fan. Matty, you remember when we were here like several months ago, there was no Manchester City fan. But big up all the Manchester City fan. Glad to see you guys coming out. You know what I mean? Glad to see you guys subscribing to the channel. Glad to see you guys coming. You know what I mean? Make sure that when you guys lose the Premier League, y'all don't disappear, okay? Don't disappear. All right? Yeah. Come so we can jeer y'all. Okay? Yeah. You are absolutely gonna battle this league again. And when we beat you 2-1, bro, you're not even Manchester City don't have no real fan, bro. So what do you mean we? How long you been supporting Manchester City? Let us know. Let us know. Manchester City fans, let us know how long y'all been supporting the club. Uh, ELF, go to bed, my friend. You're chatting pure shit now. Matty, I don't even read those, man. Those are nonsense. I'm just trying to have serious conversation with serious people. You know what I mean? That's why I skip over so much comment. When they don't make a lot of sense or they're not making any sense at all. You know what I mean? I'm not really gonna read out those comments. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. I like this line. I like this. I like I like the fact that we're playing at Atletico Madrid. I think is the best team that we could have gotten to play. You know what I mean? Especially with the form that we're in. You know, especially with our players not deemed fit and all of that. I'm not telling anybody that Atletico Madrid is a weak club because they're not. You know what I mean? They have some very fantastic. They have one of the best strikers in the world. You know what I'm saying? They have one of the best strikers in the world. You know what I mean? They just signed Lokman. You know what I mean? And all of that. So they have some play. They just beat Barcelona over 2 legs. Did they beat them over 2 legs or was it 1 leg? I don't remember if they won the second leg. I forget. My brain lapsing right now. You know what I mean? But they knocked out Barcelona. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Are all the mods tonight? What are you asking, Matty? Where are all the mods? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, but we going into the semi-final of the Champions League, and um, I haven't heard much news on Kai Havertz. To be honest with you, I haven't heard much news on Kai Havertz. Eze said he's fine. Eze keep on said he's fine. You know, what I mean, I remember the last time Eze was injured, and he came out, and he said he's fine. Y'all remember the game before the Carabao Cup final? He said he's fine, and he was missing for 3 weeks. He said, I'm fine. It's okay. It's just precaution. 3 weeks later, he just come back. You know what I mean? Just come back. So it just put us in a frame of mind that we started to wonder. You know what I mean? Started to wonder what's going on. Is he actually fine? You know what I mean? Because we really do hope he's fine. Because we need Eze. But besides that, I don't see Arsenal losing this game. I do see Arsenal winning over 2 legs. We're going to talk about it some more tomorrow, of course, because we're going to do some. I'm not gonna be there from the start, but we're gonna do some of the watch along um, for the Bayern and the PSG game. And y'all know while we're doing some of the watch along for the Bayern and PSG game, we're gonna be talking Arsenal business and all of them something. You know what I mean? So we will have some discussion tomorrow during our watch along and all of that. And then we will definitely do a watch along from the beginning for the Arsenal game against Atletico Madrid. We will be here to do that watch along from the get go. So definitely excitement, you know what I mean? While his world is gonna be here, we're gonna do it, you know what I mean? And all of that. So yep, yep. Sometimes the players think he's fine, but the medical staff say no. Then it's not up to the player. Uh, yeah, I guess, but I hope he's fine though, because I'm really looking for an advantage from the first leg. You know what I mean? I want an advantage from the first leg. So I'm really hoping that he's fine. You know? Yeah. But guys, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for being here. Matty, big up yourself, man. I appreciate you as always. Big up everybody. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna do another stream later on. I'm gonna do another stream later on where we can have some more discussion and all of that. So we'll tune in again later on. Matty, if you're available, you can tune in again. I think all the mods will be out later on. Yeah, I probably have all the mods out later on. Um, yeah. I'm gonna work on the WhatsApp group. I need to create a WhatsApp group um, for my moderators and my subscribers. You know what I mean? I need to create a WhatsApp group so we can keep in touch and persons can know what's going on and all of that and all that. Just a lot of stuff that we need to do this year. This is a time that we're changing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be using StreamYard soon as well. Gonna be using StreamYard soon as well. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff that I should have been doing already. Um, we're just coming into play with them. So yeah, bigger and better. We're moving up. You know what I mean? Getting things together. You know what I mean? So guys, if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? If you have not yet go ahead and like the stream, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you a million for the support. You know what I mean? We do appreciate it. You know what I mean? Your love, your support has helped us grow from strength to strength, from day to day. You know what I mean? And we will continue to grow. And we will continue to excel. You know what I mean? Big up everybody that pass through, that participate. Big up for the love, for the support. You know what I mean? One love, as Matty said. Peace. We're out.